What's up, plant chicks? It's so good to see you. I apologize for missing Goal Call last week. I'm Jackie, co founder of Plant Chicks. Super excited to be here on this. I don't even know what today is. Wednesday. Wednesday, it's the first day of the month. So we are also using this as Goal Call. So when you join in, I definitely want to hear your goals. When you join, say hi, let me know who you are. So I can't always see, especially on Facebook, who is joining in. I forgot my notes. Here we go. So, did you see my newsletter, our newsletter this week? You know, I've been in Georgia for the past 5 weeks with my mother, and it was so amazing. I had such an incredible time. I'm really glad that my sister and I were able to be in Georgia with my mom. My mother got moved to Las Vegas, which is where my sister lives. They flew out there on Sunday, so they're both getting situated in Las Vegas. But you know, it's like I wrote in the newsletter, I've had this like perfect storm. These three things culminated, and it's just like at the perfect timing. And I kind of relate this to like my sobriety. Like I used to drink alcoholically for decades, literally decades. And I went through like years of thinking, oh God, I want to stop, but I'm not ready to. I don't know how to, like all these things. And then on May 15th, 2012, one of my girlfriends called and she's like, I'm getting sober. You said you do this with me. Let's do this. So I did it. And, you know, it was really, really helpful. And I was just ready. But I had been ready for years. And that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about today. And it's not drinking, but it's another thing. Like I've been culminating, I've been talking about doing this one thing for a very long time. And I just haven't ever really been able to commit to it. I wasn't ready. But right now, just with this culmination of this perfect storm, I am finally ready to do something massive. But let me talk about the three things that really have impacted my decision and have gotten me to where I'm ready to make some bigger lifestyle changes. Like, you know, if life is like an onion, we're constantly growing and evolving and peeling back layers on an onion. And I'm peeling a big layer back. And I'm really excited for this one. So, the first thing was, you know, being around my mother. And I don't know if you guys remember, but last April, my father, my biological father, had quadruple bypass surgery. He's got heart issues. You know, he's been healthy and not healthy for most of his life now because as a like a kid, he was an athlete growing up. He wrestled. He played literally every sport in high school, wrestled in college for the year that he went. And he's always been very, very active, or he had been active and healthy. And his lifestyle caught up to him. And he didn't keep working out. He ate like crap. And then finally, I mean, he's almost 80 and he had quadruple bypass surgery. So he's doing good, thankfully, or hanging in there. So I'm trying to get comfortable. But my mother, she has this new onset of atrial fibrillation, which is when your heart, so there's 4 chambers in your heart, and your atrium, it's in the top of your heart. It has a left side and a right side, but her atrium is not pumping correctly. It's like fluttering. It's like doing these little flutters. But when she's in atrial fibrillation, it flutters really fast, like 130 beats a minute, like literally anywhere between 90 to 100, and it's gone higher than 130 beats per minute. So you guys watching and me personally, like I've gotten my heart rate up to 130 beats per minute, but that's when I'm exercising, and it's usually like a short stint, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, the most it's going to be an hour. I don't even think it's really in a very long time been elevated to over 130 beats per minute for an hour sustained. But my mother was like literally sitting there for hours, and she was in the hospital, in and out of the hospital with this atrial fibrillation, with this really crazy fast heartbeat, because it's just like fluttering like this, and then every once in a while push enough blood out, and it causes her great anxiety. So those 5 weeks that I was with my mom, she was in and out of the hospital. She's trying to navigate around this new onset of atrial fibrillation. She's going to see a cardiologist in Las Vegas tomorrow to see what our next steps are. And there's a lot of different things that we can do for her. So we'll see what happens next. But seeing her in and out of the hospital, having this anxiety, first of all, it hurts me to see my mom like nervous like this. And I don't want any of my loved ones to ever, I just don't want them to hurt. I don't want them to be uneasy. I don't want them to be anxious. I want them to be healthy. And seeing her unhealthy is hard. And I just want her to be better, and I want to help her get better. And she definitely can. She's ready to make some changes. So it's like I'm ready to make some changes. But being with my mom the past 5 weeks has been a really big eye opener, and it solidifies my why, because I've shared with you guys many times, like my why of changing my lifestyle. Marcia is doing the same thing. We don't come from a family with healthy habits. We are choosing to change our fate because we're changing our lifestyle, and we get to choose. Like I get to say no to some of these foods that I used to enjoy a lot, but it doesn't support my it doesn't support me wanting to increase my health span, which is point number 3, and I'll get to it. So being with my mom, it was so rewarding and so filling. And it was also full of heartache because I don't like seeing my mom not feeling well. So that part was hard, but it's nice because she's willing to make some changes. And it was also nice because it just reiterated why I personally am on this journey of changing my lifestyle and living healthier, eating more plants, eating a plant chicks or following a plant chicks lifestyle of eating predominantly plant-based, exercising, surrounding myself with amazing people. And that was part of the thing of being home with my mom and my sister. I was surrounded with family, and it was beautiful. I miss my husband, miss my friends, but it was also beautiful being able to spend time with my mom and my sister, just the 3 of us. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 of the perfect storm was I finally got my Zoe gut health report back. I'm so excited. I'm going to do a separate live. I think I'm going to do it on all 3 channels. So I'll do it here on the tribe and on YouTube. And I'll also do it on Instagram, on my personal Instagram, and on Plant Chicks Instagram. So the Zoe gut health report, first of all, it wasn't anything like I was anticipating. I was thinking I'm going to score amazing. I'm going to do great because I've been plant-based for so long. I eat a diversity of plants. I was breastfed as a child for 2 years because our gut health, it all starts actually at conception. And I was breastfed. That's one of the best things that can happen is being breastfed, being delivered vaginally. My mom had me vaginally. I was off to a good start. I've taken a lot of antibiotics. And like I said earlier, I drank for 3 decades, boo. That is a long time. So, I've wreaked some serious havoc, and I like my crap. I like to eat calorie-rich and processed foods. I like to eat them more often than I'd like to admit. But, I have to say, lately, it's not as much, but I still indulge. I still enjoy myself. It's not like I say, oh, I can never eat those things. But it's definitely gotten better. So, seeing my Zoe gut health report, although I didn't get the results that I wanted to have, now I get to see, yes, I can't wait. Literally, I'm super psyched about diving into my results of the Zoe gut health report, because one of the things I like with Zoe Health, and my phone is charging because I'm going to do my Instagram lives after this, but it literally tells you it's like personalized gut health. And let me back up a little bit. So I used to sell a genetic test for macular degeneration. I understand the importance of genetics, and genetics are crucial, but our genetics are not our destiny. 99.4.9%, I forget, it's some crazy high number, but 99, you and I, we are 99% similar genetically, but our gut microbiome will differ significantly. We're only probably 10 to 20% alike with our gut microbiome, but genetically, very, very similar. So the Zoe Gut Health Report, it breaks foods down because it's really cool. And I'll get into this more on Friday, but it looks at your blood sugar levels, your blood fat levels, because I'm participating in the study. That's why I know this part of it. But it's telling me what foods I should eat to support my health, to improve my gut diversity, to improve my blood sugar response, and to improve my blood fat response. And I thought my blood sugar response would be really good. It was not. It was not good at all. And it was interesting because I was fasting during Lent. I fasted on Fridays and my blood sugars would drop really low. And then I actually ate something while I still had my blood sugar, my continuous blood glucose monitor on. I had these little lentil chips, which are basically crap. They're not healthy. But though I ate those and then I had some grapes, my blood sugars, kid you not, shot up to 200. And because I've got so much history of heart disease in my family, I thought my blood fat levels, I thought that was where I was going to need to pay more attention to. But it's vice versa. It's actually flipped. So it's going to be super, super, super fascinating to see how I can adjust the plant plates in our Plant Chicks lifestyle to better suit my needs versus like the generic plan that, like in any recipe, I can adjust any recipe so it better supports my gut microbiome, my blood sugars, and my blood fat. So super, super interesting. So that's number 2. So my gut health report was not at all what I was thinking it was going to be, but that's okay. I got room for improvement and I have plans in place and I get to see, like, Zoe does so much with education. So I'm going to learn so much. And I love, love, love that. So that was good. That was exciting. But it was like kind of like a slap in my face. I'm like, all right, Jackie, you got to wake up. It's time to leap or get off the pot and make some changes. So that was number 2. And then the last one, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts on longevity. You know, Marcy and I love Prolon Fasting Mimicking Diet. Walter Longo, he's like one of the leading researchers on longevity. David Sinclair, I've been listening to a lot of his talks, his podcasts. I've read his book. He's another leading researcher on longevity and health span. Health span is the number of years that we live healthy, disease-free, dis-ease-free. So even like aches and pains and stuff like that, it's being healthy. And I want to maximize, I want to max out my health span. And how do I do that? By eating my personalized nutrition that I'm going to be learning from Zoe, by continuing to exercise with our Plant Chicks lifestyle and leading the lifestyle that I'm doing, but I can make certain tweaks. And nutritionally, another thing that I'm going to be doing, and this is the big one, this is my big announcement. I've been talking about this for a while, and I've even said it. I even started to do it earlier this year, cutting out sugar. You guys, this is one thing that I am now committing to do. And I'm like proclaiming it from the rooftops. I'm sharing it here. So not only like, this is a good segue into Goal Call as well, because like this is a lifestyle pivot, like this is a big pivot that I'm finally embarking on. Now, when I shared this with some friends, they're like, wait, Jackie, does this mean you're not is this all sugar? It's not all sugar. It's not like the sugar that's in fruit. Bring on the fruit. I'm eating my fruit. It's still going to be it's going to still be in my diet. I am not cutting out fruit. Fruit is front and center, maybe not front and center, but it is still a significant amount of my diet. So fruit will still be included, but it's the crap sugar, the calorie rich and processed sugar. So last night, so like any good addict, remember, I'm in recovery. I'm sober now 10 years. But usually when people decide to get sober, they're like, I'm going to go out one last time. I'm going to go to a big party, blah, blah, blah. And my last drunk was not anything. It was totally lackluster, totally boring, whatever. I'm not even getting into it here. But last night I had a big party just celebrating life, right? And it was a dessert party. The dessert party was planned before I even knew that I was going to go sugar-free. I'm like, F it. This is perfect. I am going to indulge. I am going to enjoy every last bite. I'm going to enjoy some delicious desserts because this is not something I'm going to take part in regularly. So it's the calorie-rich and processed sugars. It's the sugars that are found in desserts. It's like the processed and refined sugars that I'm really not going to have very much anymore. I'm not going to say never. And David Sinclair says this best. He's like, it's not a regular part of my diet. You know, I'm not going to ever order a dessert, but he'll have a bite of someone's dessert at dinner. And that really resonated with me. And I'm like, that's something that I can do. So that is what I'm embarking on. That is my big announcement. Sugar, like I'm so into longevity, increasing my health span, aging optimally. And sugar, my friends, sugar is such an aging substance that I put in my body. And I've come so far in my journey of healthing up my lifestyle, of living healthier and doing all these amazing things. And I've also come very far with my sugar intake. Like there have been times where I have been able to down a box of Oreos in one setting. Thankfully, I'm not in my eating disorder anymore. And I've been out of that for years, thank God. So if you're struggling with any kind of eating, know that you too can grow through it and progress and lead a very healthy and normal life. But I'm eating sugar more than I want to, or more than what my goals are. And my goals are to improve my health span, to age gracefully, age optimally, feel amazing. And when I'm eating a lot of sugar, I don't feel amazing. My body aches. Like I have aches and pains from eating sugars. So like the processed and refined sugars. So my big announcement, which is also, I mean, it can be a goal because it's something that I'm working into my life right now as we speak. I am eliminating sugar from my diet for the most part. Now, it's going to be the exception versus the rule for me to be able to taste the dessert. So it's going to be rare that I will have those, like have a bite of a dessert, but I'm not going to be ordering desserts for myself anymore. It's just something that doesn't support who I am and where I am in my life. And I'm really excited about that. You know, when I got sober, I was like a little bit scared to like, how am I going to live without drinking outside? Like, how am I going to live without drinking alcohol? Or like, how am I going to work? How am I going to entertain my doctors? And it's so like, you can lead a totally normal life without alcohol. And I'm not saying you have to live without alcohol, but one thing I can do is, and who is this that didn't have one bite last night? You are amazing. And I can't say who you are. So who is that? I bow down to you. That is incredible by not having one bite of dessert. That is amazing. And you are my hero, actually. You are my shero. And thank you. I'm so excited. Like I'm super, 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 super excited to embark on this journey. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for so long. And it's time. It's time that I dive in. It's time that I really do. It's time for me to level up my lifestyle and level up my health. And I'm super excited about this. And you know, y'all inspire me. So I'm super, super excited to embark on this journey. So enough about me. I want to hear what your goals are. And if you're just tuning in, you can rewind and watch, or you can join me on Instagram. I'm going to be on Fabulous Jackie first because I said I'd be doing a live on there at 6, and then I'll be heading over to our Plant Chicks page to share the same news. So you can watch me live. I'm sharing the same thing. You totally don't have to. Allison! Look, it's Allison. Yay, Allison, you are girl's girl for not having a bite of dessert last night. Seriously amazing. And Ashley, thank you. I'm super excited. I'm so glad you were able to tune in. This is very exciting. Give little baby Zoe a big kiss and a hug from me. And ladies, thank you for being here. I'm making a pizza. Charles is flying, and I was going to make the pizza for us tomorrow night. But a friend of his best friend's mother passed away. So he's flying up to Richmond to hang out with his best friend, which is amazing. So I don't get to make pizza for him. So I'm going to make it tonight. Maybe he'll have a little bit of a slice. So I'm going to throw that in the oven. And then I'm going to head over to Instagram. I'll be on Fabulous Jackie first. And then I will see you on the Plant Chicks page. But please write down your goals. Claim your goals. We've had a new moon recently. New moons are perfect for manifesting. Write down what you want to create in your life. Start thinking about it, calling it to mind every day, and claim your goals. Just like I did, I shouted it out. I'm shouting it out from the rooftops of what I'm embarking on. Claim your goals below so that you can do the same. And let's do this. Let's slay the last half of this year. How is it already? Well, I guess we have to go through June before we enter on the last half. So let's slay the first 6 months of this year. Let's close the first 6 months out strong so that we can slay the second 6 months, the second half of the year. All right, ladies, have an amazing day, and I will see you on the gram in just a little bit. Take care.